Alright guys, so within this video, we're going to be talking about the end of Season 7 going into Season 8 and what that is going to entail for Fortnite. I want to go through a bunch of different possible events that will be occurring to transition us into Season 8. Usually what happens, and you guys know this, they spend the whole season transitioning into the next season or teasing at least what's going to be the theme of the next season. We've seen this time and time again, and it's no different now. So I want to go through a bunch of different assets here that point towards a bunch of different outcomes, such as the map melting and flooding, such as a new water biome, and then also looking at the dragon eggs and how that's going to affect what we're going to be seeing for the end of Season 7. Is there going to be a dragon underneath Polar Peak in that castle? There's a bunch of different things here that could be going down, so we're going to go through all of that within this video. So if you can leave a like, that'd be greatly appreciated. Subscribe for more Fortnite videos, and let's get started here. So the first thing here is actually a fan theory, but it's based off of a lot of the stuff we've been seeing, and then also I will show you guys some gameplay from Polar Peak and from different parts of the map where the dragon eggs are appearing and what that is going to look like. So the first thing here, let's look at the battle pass. So up on screen, past seasons of Fortnite has had hidden secrets within the battle pass to upcoming events and skins that were later featured in the seasons. Season 7 will probably be no different. So an example of this up on screen, you're seeing a bunch of the different items and sprays that clearly point towards the map melting, different figures melting, and moving towards more of an ocean aquatic state. You have the squid, the fish, just generally moving in that direction. So it's a bit weird for them to do that. The sun as well, pretty much signifying and hinting that a lot of this snow, a lot of this frozen element of Fortnite is going to transition into maybe more of an aquatic state. Now this is again just teasing within the battle pass. Let's go through a bunch of the other stuff that he talks about here. This guy made the theory and stuff, but it's not just a theory, it's stuff we're seeing within the game. So actually up on screen, before we look at the rest of this, let's talk about the melting a bit more. I'm going to show you guys a gameplay that I got here. You're seeing generally, and we all know Polar Peak has been melting. If you guys don't know, this main sort of hallway that I'm walking down right now, that used to be all covered in snow, and as the weeks went on, it's been about a little over a month now since Season 7 has been released, this snow has decreased and gotten lower and lower, and you were never able to actually walk down here, and now you are. And if you go down here, I'm going to show you guys as I'm walking around, a lot of these locations that I'm squeezing into were never sort of accessible before a couple of weeks ago, and the more and more we play, the more and more time progresses, the more locations we can actually access here, and the more it opens up. And you also see throughout this gameplay, you see the water dripping everywhere. It's clearly visible that everything is melting, and at the end of this gameplay, I'm not so sure when I'm going to get to it, but you're going to see the dragon eggs are down there as well. Those dragon eggs have been hidden this whole time, and now they're getting more and more visible, and there's probably a lot more of them under this sort of castle at Polar Peak. That is a whole nother situation. I'll talk about the dragon eggs in a second and what that may mean for the end of Season 7, but just to go back to the main theory here, the point of Season 7 transitioning to Season 8 is definitely the fact that the map is melting. And it's going to turn into if you think about it logically too, all of the snow has to move somewhere. The water has to go somewhere. Pretty much that whole snowy biome probably going to turn into some sort of aquatic biome. However that's going to work, we're not so sure how that's going to look, who knows, but it's clearly visible that the Fortnite map, at least the snowy, icy biome, is melting slowly, and by the end of Season 7, it'll probably already be gone. And during Season 7, we're probably going to start seeing that water collect somewhere. It's going to be a lot more noticeable that something is going on within this game as we get to the middle and the end of Season 7, because like I said again, that water has to go somewhere, and then if they want to make a proper transition into Season 8 with an aquatic themed biome, they need to make it sort of realistic to some point. They don't have to, but it would make a lot of sense if this map is melting for the water to start collecting somewhere, the ice lakes to start melting, and all of that insane stuff. So let's move on here. Before we talk about the dragon egg situation, let's go back to a bunch of the other sort of indicators within the Fortnite map that Epic Games has in there, probably on purpose to hint at this potential change coming to Fortnite for the new season. So it says here, another emphasis we see placed on the sun or heat this season is the inclusion of a giant sundial near Fatal Fields. This could be seen as a countdown towards something important, a large in-game event. I don't know about that, that's a bit out of the way, but it's definitely possible. I think there could be some sort of large in-game event if this isn't gradual, if the snowy biome doesn't gradually melt by the end of Season 7, and if it's not all gone by Season 7. You know, it's very possible that right at the end of Season 7, this huge event just wipes out all of the snow. The sun comes down super close to the map. Something happens where there's just a huge heat source, a huge explosion where everything is just instantly melted, and then water is just rushing, almost like a Fortnite tsunami. Everything's just rushing everywhere, and it settles, and that's the new biome at the end of Season 7, moving into Season 8. So it says here, we know now that Epic will be continuing the in-game events due to the wide success. That's obvious. All of those events are at a certain time, so maybe the sundial is 2 hints in 1. I'm not so sure that the sundial here is necessarily pointing towards a direct time as to, you know, predicting when exactly this possible event is going to take place. I'm gonna stay very far away from that theory. I do think the general sun theory, the sundial, hinting at the general theme that it's going to be, you know, some sort of sun or huge heat source event that melts all the snow. I think that's very possible. I think that's a reasonable theory. The sundial actually, you know, predicting a direct time for this event, I don't know about that. We'll see. We'll look into that later. But next one here. Now, all of these are fun little clues here. This is another one which I'm not so sure about, but it definitely is something very interesting here. Apparently, Epic Games within their store, there's only one free game to be featured, and it's an underwater game. So it's a bit interesting that they're doing that. So maybe this is all part of an elaborate plan to get people to start playing the other games. I don't really know, but that's just very interesting that they're aligning it like that. It could be the other way around, though. Maybe they're not doing this melting stuff to promote this game, but they're putting this game to promote Fortnite and to promote the season changing into a more aquatic theme. And this is a direct, if Season 8 is all about, you know, sort of an aquatic theme and the Fortnite map melting and stuff, this would be a pretty insane tease to have within Epic Games themselves. So that's pretty cool. But again, I like more of the in-game sort of elements that tease the different things. The outside elements, it's a bit hard for us to really think like, you know what, is this actually going to change anything? Is this actually teasing at the map melting? We have better indicators within the map itself other than sort of this underwater, what's it called, Subnautica game that we're seeing here. So I don't know, that's a pretty cool one there. But that's the main sort of theory that we've been talking about. Now let's move on to the dragon eggs. That's a whole nother situation. The dragon eggs were leaked a while ago, and really no one knows what the deal is with that. I'm gonna go back and try to figure out what else has been leaked regarding the dragon eggs, or at least surrounding the dragon eggs. Like, obviously the dragon eggs are probably gonna hatch, and the only thing is, once they hatch, what's gonna happen? It's not like a huge dragon comes out of a dragon egg, it's a baby dragon. So where is the, you know, mother dragon? Where is the main dragon? Is he gonna emerge from somewhere, or she, they're gonna come and go to their babies and care for their babies, and then they're gonna take over the map? There's like so many possibilities. The dragon eggs, I feel I probably need to make a different video on that, because they add a whole nother element to Fortnite. And I'm just trying to think, obviously, as the map melts, these dragon eggs are being uncovered from the frozen whatever that's there, all the ice that's under. What does that mean for the Season 8 change, for the map, you know, potentially moving into sort of an aquatic theme, that aquatic biome? What do the dragons have to do with it? Is the dragon, or the dragons just like a byproduct of the map melting? Because the map's melting, the dragon eggs are uncovered, and then the dragons will be able to hatch, and then there's like dragons everywhere. Like, how is that gonna work? Maybe it's actually not hinting at an aquatic biome. Maybe it's actually hinting at some sort of medieval based event where you're gonna have just crazy dragons everywhere. And what they're gonna do, maybe it's just for an event. Maybe it's permanent. I really don't know what those dragon eggs are going to mean for anything, but it should be very interesting, and it should have some decent effect, because that is something within the code. I think the dragon eggs people are playing off as just a random element of the map. It's actually not just a random asset. It's actually something that has been appearing within the code, I feel like, a couple times now at this point, and they're visible and they're clearly changing. And I saw there's another video someone was saying they actually have like heartbeats now, and you can actually start hearing the dragons within the dragon eggs. So if all that is happening, then obviously something is going down, something is going to happen with these dragon eggs. So what that is and how that affects the end of the season, if it's just an event or if it's like a reoccurring thing for season 8, like just dragons will be just all around for season 8, who knows, but it's definitely going to be something. So again, thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy, leave a comment below melting if you watched the whole video. That's obviously greatly appreciated. And I don't know, what do you guys think? I really do think this is going to be sort of the ending theme for season 7 moving into season 8, but the dragons play a whole nother element. I don't know if they're just going to be a part of the aquatic biome, or if they're just going to be for an event that maybe the dragons breathe fire and they melt the snow. Whoa, that's a good theory. That's a good, like, that's okay. I should have said that earlier in the video. Nah, that's pretty stupid, but I don't know. It's gotta be something crazy like that. That'd be really sick for an event. But anyway, what do you guys think? Leave a comment below, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.